discussed the concept of proportion in our previous lecture. Today we will see today we will discuss the types of proportion that are direct and inverse proportion. Inverse proportion. These are the type of proportion based on the type of relationship between the two quantities of which proportion we are going to find out. Let's see one by one. Let's discuss the concept one by one with the help of examples. First of all, we will see what are direct proportions, its concept and explanation with the help of different examples. Direct proportion. How it is stated? It is stated as two values are said to be in direct proportion when, now what is the condition? When one quantity increases or decreases in a same proportion as the other quantity. Okay, this was the statement of direct proportion. How it is defined, that two values will be in direct proportion if one quantity increases and the other also increases, and the one quantity if decreases, then the other quantity will also decrease. It is represented by a symbol like this. Don't confuse it with the symbol of infinity that differs from it as in this form. So this is the symbol of infinity, and we are not concerned with the symbol of infinity here as we are talking about the direct proportion. So this is the symbol of direct proportion. So this was the definition. Let's discuss its concept. What is the actual concept of direct proportion? With the help of example, concept of direct proportion. Hope so you understand its definition. Now it will be further clear through this example. For example, you have a book. Okay, this is a book, and its price is $10. It means the price of one book is $10. Okay, now what will be the price of this is the price of a unit quantity, one quantity. This is the price of one book. Okay, if the quantity is increased to 2 books or 3 books or 4 books, then what will be the relation with its price? So we will say it is obvious that for one book, if the price is $10, then for the then if we increase the number of books, then the price will definitely increase. So the price of two books will be $20. The price of three books will be $30, and the price of four books will be $40. As we increase the number of books, we are adding $10 as each book is of cost $10. As both of these are of 10, so we will add them together. So it will be of $20. These three are also of $10 each, then $30, and these four are also of the same. So from here we got the concept that with increasing, like if these, here we have the books and here we have the price. Okay, if we have one book, the price will be $10. For two books it will be 20. For three books it will be 30. Okay, so it means as we are increasing the number of books, the price is also increasing. It means that books are, it means the number of books is directly proportional to price. Okay, this is a very important concept, that as we are increasing the number of books, the price is also increasing. So keep this in your mind, that if one quantity is book and the other is price, if one quantity is increasing and the other is also increasing, it means that here we have to go for direct proportion. Okay, so it is said that price is directly proportional to the quantity of books, or the quantity of books is directly proportional to the price. So this was the concept of direct proportion. Now let's see how we can solve the problems of direct proportion by using different methods. Okay, we have two methods. As we will see, what are the methods of solving direct proportion. Direct proportion. Okay. There are two methods of solving the direct proportion. Both are so easy, so we will discuss them one by one. Method number one is unitary method. Unitary method. And method number two is proportion method. Proportion method. Now we will discuss them one by one. First we will see what is a unitary method. We will start from the example of unitary method, so that you may differentiate between them, how they differ from each other. Okay, let's have an example that a washerman irons two shirts in 10 minutes. How many shirts can he iron in 1 hour? How many shirts can he iron in 1 hour? So let's solve this by using the unitary method. How we will solve it by unitary method? Here comes the process, unitary method. Basically, unitary method is a method in which you find the price or find the quantity of multiple things by finding out the quantity of one thing. How is it so? Let's see. First, we will write as the number of shirts ironed in 10 minutes are 2. Now we will find the number of shirts ironed in 1 minute. So this is what the unitary method is all about. So number of shirts ironed in 1 minute. This is the base of the unitary method where we will find the where we will find that how many shirts a certain person can iron in 1 minute. We will find the thing in a amount that is 1. Then we will see that what is the number of shirts ironed. Now we will go for the question about how many shirts will be ironed in 60 minutes. In 1 hour means 60 minutes. So we will convert into minutes as 1 hour equals to 60 minutes. So it will be written as 2 over 10 as it is and multiplied by 60. So this is how we use the unitary method. Okay, this 6 2s are 12. So the number of shirts ironed in 60 minutes is 12. It means if the shirts ironed in 10 minutes were 2 and we have increased the time, then the number of shirts have also increased. It means that their relationship is direct. Number of shirts is directly proportional to number of shirts ironed is directly proportional to time. Number of shirts ironed is directly proportional to time. So this is how we can find the direct proportion by unitary method. Now we will see how we can find by proportion method. This is also very easy. By proportion method. Method number 2 is proportion method. We will solve that previous example by this method. So that you can understand their difference. Okay, so but we were having a question. A washerman irons 2 shirts in 10 minutes and how many shirts he will iron in 60 minutes. Okay, we will write it as shirts here and time here. Okay, now we will write the values under each of them as 2 shirts will be ironed in 10 minutes. Then how many shirts? Let's say it's X. Number of shirts will be ironed in 60 minutes. Okay, so they have a direct proportion. What we will do, we will put arrows like this. both the arrows should be in the same direction. Okay, and then we will write it in the form of equation by starting from here, that is the tail of the arrow. That means we will write 2 first. We will write 2 firstly, divided by the head of the arrow, that is x. Okay, we will write it as 2 over x equals to, then we will take 10 from here, that is the tail of the arrow, 10 over, then the head of the arrow, that is 60. Then we will cross multiply them like this, and the result will be 2 into 60 is equals to 10 into x. Okay, and x will be on one side. What we will do, 2 into 60 over 10 equals to x, and x is equals to 12, or you can say x is equals to 12. So this is how you can find out the direct proportion by using the proportion method. Here you have what you have done. This is the simplest example that we can use to illustrate this method, and to illustrate this method, and the result is the same as that obtained in the unitary method. That is that the number of shirts. The result is the number of shirts ironed in 60 minutes is equal to 12. So this is the answer. So this was all about the direct proportion, that how we can solve the direct proportion by about the proportion method in case of the direct proportion. Let's take another example to illustrate its concept further. Example is example number 2. We will again solve this by both the methods. If seven buffaloes gives 56 liters of milk, how much milk can we get from 12 buffaloes? Can we get from 12 buffaloes? Let's find it by both the methods on side by side, so that you can have a difference between them. We will use the proportion method here, proportion method, and unitary method here. Okay, let's solve them one by one. Okay, we have what we have. First we will write, we have buffaloes and milk. We have buffaloes and milk. We will write it as buffaloes and milk. Okay, how many buffaloes? 7 buffaloes. We will write as 7 buffaloes gives 56 liters of milk. How much milk? It means here, how much milk means x. X is any unknown value. Can we get from 12 buffaloes? Okay, for 12 buffaloes we have unknown number of milk, unknown amount of milk. So for direct proportion, how we draw the arrows? We will draw the arrows in the same direction as this. Okay, and we will write the equation in the form starting from the tail of the arrow towards the head. So we will write it as 7 over 12 is equals to 56 over x. Then we cross multiply and solve it as 7x is equal to 7x is equals to 56 into 12. That means x is equals to 56 into 12 over 7. So x comes out, x is equals to 96 liters. So this is the answer. It means that 12 buffaloes will give 96 liters of milk. It means the amount of milk has increased by increasing the buffaloes, so it is a direct proportion. Now we will solve it by unitary method. What to do in the unitary method? We will write it as 7 buffaloes gives milk. How much? Gives milk 56 liters. Okay. Then how much milk will be given by one buffalo? As in unitary method, we have to find the we have to compare the quantities by the unit, by keeping the one quantity as unit. Okay, so one buffalo gives milk equals to 56 over 7. Okay, and 12 buffaloes will give how much milk? Write it as it is 56 over 7 into 12. So we will write it as, and 8 into 12 is equals to 96. So what we have got? We have got the what? We have got the milk in liters. Milk in liters equals to 96. So it is clear that by using both the methods, we got the same answer. Either we use the proportion method or we use the unitary method. Okay. So this was all about the how we can this was all about how we can solve a direct proportion by using the two different methods. One is of proportion and other is of unitary. Okay, let's take another example. As we solve more examples, our concept will be more clear. Example number 3. At a new job, example is, at a new job, you will be paid $15 per hour. Okay, if you work 30 hours, if you work 30 hours, how much you will be paid? How much you will be paid? First, how much you will be paid? First, you have to analyze the question, that if if you are doing a job and you have been paid $15 per hour, and if you increase the time of doing a certain job, then it definitely means that the that you will be paid higher. It means that the time is increasing, and the and your pay is also and the amount paid is also increasing. It means there is a direct proportion. So we will solve them by both the methods as one by one. First by proportion method, as it is easier comparatively, and then by unitary method. Okay, first we will see what we are having here. We are having the we are having the salary. We can write it as salary, and the time. Okay, time. So you are getting a salary of how much salary? You're getting a salary of $15 in 1 hour. $15 in 1 hour. Then how much salary you will get? It means how much means X in 30 hours. Now we will write it as in this way. Let's solve it quickly. 15 over X equals to 1 over 30. It will be as X is equals to 15 into 30, means X is equals to 15 into 30. It will be X is equals to 450 $450. It means by increasing the time, the salary has also increased. Okay, now we will solve it by unitary method. How we will solve it? Okay, at a new job you will be paid $15 per hour. Okay, and we have to find the by hours. Okay, we have to find by hours. We will write it as in 1 hour. In 1 hour, salary is $15. Okay, if you work for 30 hours, here it is already it is in a unitary form like 1 hour. We will not use 1 hour again here. Okay, we will write it directly in a form 30 hours. So 1 hour salary is $15, then 30 hours salary will be 30 into 15. That will be $450. So the answer came out the same by using any of the method. So this is how we can use the two different methods for finding out the direct proportions. For inverse proportions, stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.